Hey guys, it's a beautiful day today, so I thought I'd bring the kitchen outside with me. Today we're going to be making King Arthur scones. I'm going to be doing a variation of blueberry lemon. So I've got all my dry ingredients here. You've got your AP flour, some cold butter, some sugar, some baking powder, and some salt. On the other side we've got your wet ingredients, which we're gonna put together separately: eggs, lemon zest, vanilla, and half and half. Alright, first things first, blend all your dry ingredients together. So you have your AP flour, you got your sugar, your salt, and your baking powder. I'm just going to stir these together. Alright, now I've got my cold butter. I'm going to throw this guy in. You could actually probably throw this in your food processor and pulse it until it's nice and crumbly. I'm going to use a fork. So you can just use the tongs of the fork to break the butter up into your mixture. It's okay if you have some larger clumps of butter left in there. You can do it, put your back into it. And this is what it should look like. You got maybe like a couple of bigger pieces of butter in there, but for the most part it's like little pea crumbs, which is good. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and whisk together all of my wet ingredients. So you got your eggs, zest, vanilla extract, and your half and half. Go ahead and throw those in there with the eggs now. Everything goes in the pool. Alright, so now we're going to put our wet into the dry and mix that together until it's just holding together. I'm also going to move inside because for some reason I forgot that I live in Georgia and it is super humid out here. So we're going in the kitchen now. First, I'm going to give you a little look-sees of the dough. It's just, I didn't overstir it because you don't want to overstir because it'll make the scones tough. As you can see, it's just kind of like held together. I'm going to go grab the blueberries and throw those guys in. Usually you would put your nuts or whatever in around the same time as the wet goes in the dry. But since I have blueberries, I'm going to kind of gently fold them in so that they don't burst. Okay, I just chucked in the 2 cups of blueberries and I'm going to gently fold them. The way you gently fold is you take your spatula down and around. Just gently fold them in. Try not to break them up. Alright, there you go. I think I busted 1 blueberry. Now we're going to go inside. Okay, we're inside where it feels much better and a lot less humid. I've got my baking sheet lined with parchment paper. I don't know if you ever noticed how annoying parchment paper can be and that it like rolls and bends. So what I've done is taken a little bit of the dough from my scones and placed underneath there, kind of like glue, so it'll lay flat. Now I've dusted the baking sheet and I took the dough, divided it in half and put it in these 2 little balls. And I'm going to put flour on my hands and kind of shape these into little discs about 6 inches big. They are now shaped into their 6-inch little disc. I put some more half and half on top, and now I'm just sprinkling some cinnamon sugar on top. And cinnamon sugar is just that. It's just cinnamon and sugar blended together. I just did mine really quick on the fly. And just adds a nice little finishing touch. Okay, now we're ready for the cutting. So what we're going to do is cut each one into 6 pieces. You can use a bench knife. Of course I couldn't find mine when I decided to do this little video, so instead I'm going to use my knife. The best way that I have found is to cut it with a cold knife in half first, and then you want to go across. But I'm going to rinse my knife off again, and I'm going to run it under cold water and make my other cuts. Okay, now the wedges have been cut, and we're going to pull each little slice out about a ½ inch away from the other ones. Okay, scones are pulled apart and we're going to cool them down. Had a little bit more trouble with the guys over here because just don't take your kitchen outside if you live in Georgia. My dough got a little warm, so I had a little difficulty pulling those apart. We're going to stick these in the freezer for a few minutes and let the gluten settle, let everything kind of, before I throw them in the oven. They're hanging out in the freezer right over the Wonder Bread. See you in 30 minutes. These guys are out of the freezer where they sat for 30 minutes. It helped relax the gluten in the flour and will also help them rise. I went ahead and put a fresh sheet of parchment paper on there since my dough was so soft earlier, and we're ready to go. These guys have been in for 20 minutes. I'm going to do another 3 to 5 minutes till they're golden brown. Scones are done. Took 23 minutes. As you can see, they're golden brown and good to go.